Krishna. Welcome, my dear fellow travelers. Today, we will journey into a mysterious and often painful terrain of entitlement and insecurity. So, welcome to the first lesson, self-worth and entitlement. How these patterns are showing up in astrology and how these shape our psychological world, and how a spiritual path like Bhakti Yoga offers a very powerful solution, a liberating solution, especially through the process of anartha nivritti, which is the cleansing of the heart, removing those unwanted stuff. This is not just theory. This has been my life. I've lived through that craving, that people pleasing, that accomplishment addiction, the performance addiction. And this path of Bhakti Yoga has saved me, not by erasing my past, but by showing me the divine story behind all those painful experiences. Let me start with something a little spicy. So in astrology, we often blame Saturn for everything. When you don't like something, it's Saturn's fault. Saturn made me feel unloved. Saturn is delaying my life's happiness. Saturn gave me abandonment issues. Saturn gave me this back pain, and probably Saturn gave me gluten intolerance. But what if Saturn is not the problem? What if the real issue is the emotional chaos generator, the true drama queen of the birth chart? Guess who? The moon. Yes, I said it. I love her. I am her. But she's a bit unhinged sometimes. Let's be honest. The moon is moody. The moon is lovesick, easily swayed by shiny things, has attachment issues that make soap opera characters look emotionally stable. And when Venus gets involved in this drama, honey, now we have a love-struck moon in a flower crown saying things like, if they don't text me back within the next 20 minutes, they don't love me anymore. And then blame everything on Mercury or Saturn or anybody else. So this is the moon under Venus spell. What happens is whenever moon and Venus are aspecting each other in Vedic astrology, it becomes the moon, mind, becomes entitled, over-attached, emotionally dramatic. In a cute way, of course, but in a cute way, but not a wise way. Maybe meanwhile, Saturn over in the corner, like your strict but wise grandpa, saying maybe you should stop expecting people to meet your every emotional need and sit with yourself for 5 minutes. Saturn is not mean. He's just tired of watching you spiral over people who ghosted you because you sent them a sunflower emoji at 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean, I'm exaggerating here. I'm not talking about this soft, glowing moon image that you may post on your Instagram, but I'm talking about the neurotic, Venus-addicted moon who thinks that love is the currency of self-worth. Because here's the truth. We don't suffer, especially the emotional suffering, is not because Saturn is cruel. We suffer because moon is lovesick. And we've mistaken that ache for a spiritual calling, or we think that we are entitled. I'm supposed to receive better relationships. I'm supposed to have better treatment. I'm supposed to be treated better by people. So let's decode this energy here. Let's talk about what happens when our inner moon becomes entitled. So imagine your emotional body as the moon, sensitive, shape-shifting, always watching for the tides. Now imagine that moon sitting next to Venus in a celestial cafe, sipping rose tea and giggling about how lovely life should be. Love me, hold me, adore me, tell me I'm special, please, immediately, because moon is all about immediacy. Moon wants things quickly, immediately. Mind craves now, attention now. Sounds familiar, right? Yeah, same here. So when moon is influenced by Venus, especially in the Lajjitadi Avastha, it means when the planets are shamed by specific planets, then it becomes too excited or too needy. And not in a cute way, hug me, I'm a human way. More like I'm spiritually spiraling because someone didn't text me back kind of a way. In other words, it takes a small thing and makes it into a big thing. That's the function of moon. And most of our life, like about every 10 years, is when moon and Moon and Saturn cooperate. Other than that, most of the time, Moon is just spiraling out. This emotional neediness. It's not like childhood stuff, no. We're not getting away with this so easy because there's a karmic plot twist. A lot of our emotional patterns, it comes from previous life samskars, the soul level impressions that we've been developing for many lifetimes. You know, that clingy vibe, that fear of being ignored, feeling unloved, feeling like, oh, maybe I'm too much, or that romantic fantasy when somebody like reads your mind and knows exactly how to hold you during a breakdown. Not new. So we've all gone through so many lifetimes, and now here we are trying to re-experience those things that we've had a taste for. It's like a food craving. When I have tasted a good masala dosa, then I have an expectation of how that masala dosa should feel like. So similarly, the moon, having gone through many, many lifetimes of experiences, we have had so many husbands and wives and children and parents and relationships and careers, and we have so many bodies. We've been male, we've been female, we've had all those experiences. So the mind tends to compare. It doesn't see the difference that we are in this particular new life. It connects the emotional experience. So it's lovesick, it's needy, it's clingy. And so even the wounded patterns, it's due to previous life. It's not just this life that we develop suddenly a fear. It's not only childhood, it's also previous life samskars. Childhood is also a result of something from previous life, of course. So where maybe we fear that people will leave us, some abandonment issues, a pattern, literally or emotionally. There's a fear, oh, this person abandoned me at the ocean. Maybe it happened in one of the lifetimes. We may not remember it clearly. Or someone who, wow, next life, I'm never going to let anyone get close ever again to me unless they worship me. And then that develops into an avoidant pattern of attachment style. And these patterns, believe me, they follow us like perfume we forgot we were wearing. It's like it just lingers, it keeps coming back. So when you feel that tidal wave of emotional entitlement, you should love me, I've been so good to you, why don't you treat me better, I deserve to be treated better by my parents. It's not just your, what they call in modern psychology, inner child speaking. It actually may be your 3,000-year-old life experience. Okay, so today's acronym is entitled. What does this acronym? This acronym is not just catchy, it's actually a very practical diagnostic tool. So let's walk through it together. E stands for external validation becomes the norm. So we stop asking, am I true to dharma? And we start asking, do they like me? Literally, like, maybe given a class or singing kirtan, and I am thinking, do I look devotional right now? That's not the goal, spoiler alert. But there is that. And based on your Enneagram type, Enneagram are the 9 types of personalities. We'll talk about that in another video. But based on that, what core motivation drives you, the validation, the external validation we are seeking will be colored in different colors and textures and consistencies. But that core is external validation. I want to be appreciated. I want to be accepted. Different forms and shapes. Next is N. Needs are confused with wants. This is actually a huge thing. A lot of people go through this. You want someone to text you back. Fine. But is that a need? Or is just your inner Venus whispering? If they don't reply, you're unlovable. Is that just a desire? Is it just some kind of a pattern? It's a big thing to take a look at that. Newsflash, not everything we want is sacred. Okay. T stands for temptations, for attention, override, contentment. You're having a perfectly peaceful day, birds chirping at your window, then ping, a message comes. Attention, dopamine, drama. Oh, what's going on? Now you're spiraling over a heart emoji or a flower emoji from someone named whoever from 1997. If you know what I mean. What happened to that peace? The temptation for attention override contentment. So sometimes we're looking for something exciting instead of actually living in that peaceful situation. Next is I. I stands for internal worth is neglected. We stop cultivating that inner alignment, and instead we become emotional vampires. Reflect me, love me, admire me, tell me beautiful, tell me I'm intelligent, Sound familiar? We may not be so loud and gross about it. Look, I am dragging myself too. You're not alone. T stands for toxic expectation from others. Why didn't they check on me? Why didn't they read between the lines of my vague story post, or I posted this and why they didn't see it? Because they are not telepathic, or they're not your unpaid therapists. We assign people roles they never auditioned for, and then we resent them when they don't play their part. In our Anartha Nivriti 12 Steps group, we have this as one of the characteristics, putting people on a pedestal and expecting that they perform according to our expectation. Big red flag. In the Entitlement stands for love feels owned, not earned. So, have you ever caught yourself thinking, I was so nice to them. Where's my affection, dear one? That's not love. That's a invoice, expecting something because you love. That's not love. E stands for emotional instability when not pampered. When we depend on other people, right? The tantrums don't end at 5-year-old. They just get rebranded. We hide it within us. We suppress it. And then it becomes like, okay, ghosting, other people, passive aggressive means to get attention, a 400-word WhatsApp essays with no paragraph breaks. I've done that too, so guilty. And D stands for demand overrides devotion. Even in spiritual life, we're worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but then, we have expectations. We want to treat God like a vending machine, not like the beloved that we're serving out of love. But there's always some kind of a reward that we're expecting. So the demand, when it overrides the devotion, and the entitlement is very clear. So these are something to look at the patterns, okay? So the psychology behind this craving this is textbook anxious attachment. In psychology, there's different attachment styles. So whether it's a past life samskara or childhood inconsistency, the result is the same. Hyper vigilant inner moon or inner mind, inner emotional stability, looking for safety in every face, in every interaction, in every message, and in every person that we seek attention from. And the truth is, the anxiously attached person doesn't want love. They want proof that they won't be abandoned. So from the internal family systems lens, when we look at the Atma Vichar, looking inside the parts of us, there are different parts of us. The part of you that truly believes that if I'm not adored, I might disappear. And that part is not evil or broken or dramatic. It's just young. It's scared. It's desperate for divine reassurance. So you need to kind of get that part on board. And let me tell you one thing. You can't get that through Instagram posts or videos or shorts. Divine timing, the more consciously we work on it, we can build that momentum of internal emotional stability, mental strength. Let's talk about Draupadi. She turned to her husbands, to her elders, to society. There was nobody to help her. Then finally she turned to Krishna and surrendered. That's when the magic happened. When entitlement dissolved, then devotion was born. Sometimes Krishna lets other people ignore us, so that we can finally turn toward him. Okay, that's it for today, and looking forward to do the lesson 2.